Sir, could you state your name and spell it for the record, please?
My name is Wayne Butler, Wayne Butler.
Sir, I'd like to take you back to April 4th of 2022, where you living in the area of Nelson and Griggs in the city of Grand Rapids.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell what were you doing that morning at your house?
I was actually just getting out of the shower. Yeah, I was just getting out of the shower.
Okay, as you're getting out of the shower, did something catch your attention?
Yeah.
Something unusual happening in your neighborhood?
Yeah, so I was getting out of the shower. I go to my bedroom and I notice, my shades were shut, but I noticed like police lights, and it's kind of odd because I'm, far in. To this day, nobody's been pulled over in front of my, one of those kind of things. It's not like, anyway, so it was an odd occurrence. And so I look out and I just looked under the blinds and I saw it was like a traffic stop. And it preceded me to go downstairs and kind of see what was going on. I kind of raced down, put my shorts on or pants or whatever it was that morning, t-shirt.
Now you say when you looked at, I guess the initial, when you look out of your blinds, you say it's a traffic stop. What did you see specifically the traffic stop?
I saw the car that was being pulled over here, and then the officer's car behind it. And I don't even quite remember if the officer had got out at that point. I don't even know if they had gotten into that. I believe that by the time I had got my pants on real quick and went downstairs to see what was going on, it had just started. That's what I recall.
When you say it just started, what do you mean it had just started?
That 60-second or minute and 30 seconds, that was, what I guess the video that everyone's seen.
Okay. So I guess, without getting the video right now, could you tell the jury, when you come downstairs, you put your pants, where do you go?
So I'm on my porch and it's closed in. So I'm just kind of like observing what's going on at the time. And then I see Patrick get out and he's out of his car. That was the first thing. I'm like, man, you're supposed to get out of the car. But then I see this tussle proceed. And yeah, it was horrific. I mean, the first thing I kind of noticed that kind of caught my attention was something that was black fell off. And at first I thought it was an officer's gun, and I didn't want to get shot. Like immediately, that's where my mind went. This tussle's going to end up in someone dying, and I didn't know what. It's like one of those things your spirit tells you. You don't know, but you don't know what to do.
So you can stop you right there.
Okay.
Try and stick with what you
Okay.
saw.
Yeah. Okay.
What you saw, what you remember. So when you see where's this initial tussle that you see when you're standing on your porch?
It comes from the street and it goes like to my front lawn. So in the front lawn is where I saw the black thing fall off, and I guess it ended up being a shoe or maybe a walkie-talkie or something. Yeah, that's what I.
Describe a little bit better for the jury. What do you see of the tussle then? Is it now they're in the front yard?
Okay.
What describe for the tussle?
So the tussle is like the officer has Patrick and he's running. So the car is here and he's like running in like a circle. Like if somebody was running, they were committing a crime, like they'd run straight, right? But he was running in like a circle. And then there was this guy and he's just videotaping this whole thing. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is all the way out of control. It's a wrestling match that like, what I saw was a wrestling match where Patrick didn't fight back, but he didn't like physically fight back and the officer like had control of him, but it was a tussle. If that can explain it best, like a.
So you talk about a wrestling match and a tussle.
Yes.
When you say what do you mean that Patrick didn't fight back? Can you describe
Meaning like he was like he didn't lay down, like. My daughter wrestles, right? So he was like the one on the ground the whole time, but he wasn't like just like put your hands behind your back. He wasn't complying, but he also wasn't like fighting the officer off. It wasn't that kind of thing. The officer was on top of him, holding him down, and he was trying to work his way. That's what I mean by tussle. If you can kind of picture that.
So this is happening essentially in your yard?
Yes.
So what happened, this tussle? What happens after?
Then Patrick gets up and then it goes next door.
How does it go next door? Describe the jury how you saw what you remember going next door.
So
I'm sorry to interrupt, but please let him finish the question completely. I know you don't testify every day, but just finish the complete question.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then answer,
Yes,
because
sure.
you're talking over each other.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
And then that makes it hard when someone wants to transcribe later.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
So if you can ask.
So you
that.
go back in terms of, so you say he gets up, you saw Patrick get up, describe to the jury what you saw as they move into the next yard.
If you've ever seen like a wrestling match, you know, like in a wrestling match, like WWE, I'm not a big wrestler, but I'm just saying like a wrestling match, they engage and then they break apart, you know, and then like, I don't know how to describe it other than like, in that time, Patrick, like he could have ran away, the officer could have called for backup in this re-engagement period.
Just what you saw and heard, not what they could have done, let's say you just described what you saw and heard.
Okay, so I went out there at that point, and how it got to the other part of the lawn, he got up and was kind of trying to pull his pants up and kind of ran over to the other side, and the officer, then they re-engaged and kind of wrestled over there. When they were in my front yard, I remember telling them to just stay down, you know,
Ooh.
Patrick. I remember telling Patrick to stay down, and he got back up, and I know I'm not doing a great job. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
The best you can. So you say, well, they're on the ground in front of your house after they walk across. Do you see Patrick punch, throw any punches or any, like,
No.
any kicking by Patrick, anything along those lines?
No,
Never saw that as they transitioned into the other yard.
no.
So what happens when they get over the other yard? Can you describe again? What do you see?
So when they get into the other yard, I remember the officer shooting the taser, and the taser didn't work. Like it shot him, and it went in his clothes. I don't know how they work, but it didn't, like, the effect didn't happen, and they were both like kind of surprised that didn't like stop the situation.
Could you go in a little bit, what did you see, and can you describe a little bit better for the jury, what you saw that taser shot? Can you go a little more detail, what you saw the two of them doing? How are they positioned, what exactly did you see?
They're like maybe say 3 to 6 feet apart, and he deploys the taser, and then Patrick kind of gets it in his chest and kind of like pulls it out, and then they re-engage, and then that's where he's trying to like keep the taser down.
Who's trying to keep the taser?
Patrick was trying to keep the taser, like, he was trying to like keep the taser away from him. And then I ran upstairs to go get my phone like the other gentleman.
Why
And
did you do that?
because I didn't know that there was anything else that I could do at this point. I felt like I talked to the officer, I talked to Patrick, and maybe I didn't, maybe there was more I could have done, but
You say you talked to the officer, what do you mean by that?
I just told them both. I just said, hey, stay down, just relax, chill. Hey, get your guy. I was just trying to calm the situation, and I think when I went upstairs, if I didn't go upstairs, I think if somebody had been there to oversee the situation, it might have not.
Now, going back in terms of when you're there, just as you're standing outside, what did you hear Patrick say? Did you hear Patrick say anything?
I don't know. I can't testify to anything. I don't know. It was really a traumatic experience. It was very, very traumatic, and like a lot of it's blocked out, and I'm only gonna tell you what I know to be a fact.
What did you remember the officer saying?
I don't know. I think I blocked out a lot of those words. I just remember the actions and the moment and the feeling.
Now, you went upstairs, so you didn't see how it ended.
Yes.
Did you hear anything after you went upstairs?
Yes. So I ran upstairs, and I actually timed myself like before, just so I'd have like the proper information for the jury. And it's like 7 seconds, like 1, 2, 3, 4, grab my phone off the bed, run back downstairs. And by the time I got to like the third step, I heard the pop, like the third step from the floor. I heard a pop, and then I looked, and then he stepped back and he said, "Officer involved shooting." And yeah, that was.
And you were inside your house at that point in time?
No, I just got back. Yeah, when the shot went off. Yes, sir.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm sorry.
Now we're gonna show you exhibit 1 of the video again. go through it a little bit with you. Put it on the screen, please. Hey, dim the lights too, please, if you could. There's a laser pointer right here. Just hit that big button.
Okay.
Now, you recognize this,
Yep.
what's on the video here?
Yes, I do, yeah.
What do you recognize this as?
That's my house, and that's my fiance's car.
All right. And are you in this?
Yes, that's me in the
You
white
use the
shirt.
laser pointer,
Oh,
probably
sorry,
that's what-
sorry. That's me in the white shirt.
So this is after you come outside.
Yes.
How long, I guess, how long were you standing there, after the running? Were you outside when the running occurred? You talk about running around the car, were you, is that?
So I was here for most of it, and then I came out once it got to be like this, and I believe that's where I was saying, just stay down, just stay down. But I wanted to keep the distance, like you notice where I'm positioned with the car. I didn't want to get shot. Like in my whole time in my mind, and I know it's just my opinion, but this is why I'm positioned like this, because somebody's gonna get shot. If you wake up in the morning and you see this, this isn't gonna end good.
All right, so just stop
Sorry,
right there.
okay.
So we're gonna play a little bit more.
Yeah, man, yeah, you good, like, yeah. Don't bring him like that, though.
Did you hear that? I'm a black man too?
Yeah.
So is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. And who were you talking to at that
I
point?
was talking to Patrick. I was just telling him, man, come on, I know it might not be your day, man, but you gotta stay down to live.
Keep going.
Yeah.
1950, several more cars.
Now, you say you good, brother. Yo, what's up, man?
Stop. Okay.
Now you're off the screen. Are you still watching it?
Yes, yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
have you moved at
No,
all?
I'm still behind the car.
All right.
Yeah.
But in terms of, you know,
Like, no, I'm where I can see, yes.
in terms of where I can see, from this point, you know, there's sometimes where the screen goes out. Did you ever see Patrick throw a punch?
No,
Ever see Patrick kick?
no,
Patrick throw a headbutt or anything like that?
no.
Patrick was just walking along as he sees in the video.
Yeah, yes.
Stop resisting.
Now, you good, not resisting nothing, bro.
Now, come on, dog. I heard that.
Yeah,
Was that you?
yeah.
Who were you talking to at that point?
Just like the whole situation, like just stop. Whatever you're doing, just stop. You know, just stop. Like this is an officer of the law. You know, and like in America's history, this is how it ends every time. If
Just stop right there. So you can just stop right there. But you were just trying, you were talking in general.
yes, I was just trying to reason with the person that needed to be I felt could reason with. I didn't know I could reason with the officer necessarily.
Play a little bit longer.
Okay, why you gotta do all that, bro? He good, man.
So I'm gonna stop right there. Did you see this? Do you remember when?
Yeah, I remember him trying to hold back the taser. I remember the taser coming out and then the taser not working.
When you say hold, who's trying to hold back the taser?
Like Patrick was trying to hold off the taser in the struggle. Like he was trying not to get tased.
Do you remember were you outside for this part?
I don't quite remember. I think I might have gone upstairs in that last couple 6 seconds.
Let go of the taser.
Oh no, I was there for that part. Yep. Yeah, because they were struggling over the taser.
Let go of the taser.
No, like he good, like you can talk to him, bro.
Stop.
Do you remember if you were outside at this point in time? You know,
I'm not sure. I probably was. I went upstairs for that last 6 seconds of the video, as I said. That's what I know to be a fact.
so just before the shot was, that's when you ran outside.
Yes.
And once again, any point in time when you were outside watching that, did you see punching, kicking, hitting like that?
No.
Did you hear him the officer threatened him in any way?
No, no,
Everything what you heard is basically captured on the cell phone?
absolutely.
Nothing, you didn't hear anything different, you remember anything?
No, no.
Said you came back outside though, right?
Yes, sir.
Like he good, bro. Like, can you talk to him like good? Like, can you, yeah. Stop grabbing him like that. Nah, he good at it for real. Yo, you hear him too. Get that shit. Listen.
Let go the taser!
Nah, he ain't brought no taser. I see that.
Let go the taser! Drop taser!
Now, is this when you came back outside?
Yes,
So this is what you saw when you
Yeah.
came back out?
yeah. And I saw him backing up, saying officer involved shooting. He called it in right away.
Get back!
That's what I saw.
Get back!
So that's what you saw as him
Yeah.
backing up?
Yeah. I didn't quite see the get back, but I did see that.
I guess during this whole incident, what, you see the person, you didn't know, you didn't know Patrick, you didn't know,
I knew nobody.
okay? The person taking the cell phone, did you ever see him approach getting closer than this?
No. No.
What was he doing? Just,
He was just recording.
come over here? Did you see Patrick with any weapons, anything?
No.
All right, thank you, I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Butler.
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Do you need water, sir?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
That's what it's for, yeah. It's not a test to see how long you can go without water. Help yourself. Do you need help? You've never testified before? I guess you testified once.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Take your time. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, all right. So I think we've established that you didn't see everything,
Yes,
and you ran upstairs kind of during the critical moment, right?
the last 6 seconds, God spared my eyes, yes.
And if we could switch over to the defense. And Mr. McFarland, if I could get the video. This is Exhibit A. And if you could go to RFN 3625. And if we could dim the lights, please. And then if you could zoom in on the dash cam video, Mr. McFarland. Mr. Butler, do you still have the
Yes,
laser
sir.
pointer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You recognize what's been displayed on this screen as, this is Defense Exhibit A, and it's at RFN 3625. Your house is in the foreground there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's you in the white T-shirt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're just getting ready for work, right?
That's it.
Yeah. You weren't planning on this in your day, right?
No, sir.
Okay. What time do you normally go to work?
That morning, I was actually heading to the auction in Jenison.
Okay.
Yeah, so about 9 o'clock, yes.
Okay. What kind of auction?
Car auction. I
Okay.
was
So that's what
working
you
with
do
a
for a
car.
living?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
working, yeah.
All right, so you're coming out, and for the record, is that about the time when you came out of your house? Is that fair? I can back it up a little bit if you want. I just want to get the time when you actually came out.
No, I didn't appear. So I was on my porch with the door closed first,
Okay.
like watching from a safe place. And then when I saw it escalated, I figured I should step outside, and that's when you see me kind of intervene. So when you see me off of the porch, is not. I'm probably on the porch maybe another, 20 seconds. I don't know how much further, but I was on the porch prior watching. I didn't just jump out into action. I was kind of
Okay.
observing to see what was going to happen first.
All right, and were you watching through that door that is now open?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. McFarland, if you could back it up. Okay, stop there. So it's kind of hard to see, but you can see you're watching there.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so you're through the door and there's a car between you and Mr. Lyoya and Officer Scher, right?
Yes, sir, yeah.
And they're on the ground at this point,
Yep.
right? So were you able to see them on the ground, or did you come out to get a better view?
I came out to see what was going on, yeah.
So you don't have a full picture of what's going on. Did you see, look, if we can go back another 5 seconds?
This is RFN 353.
Okay,
That's where we were, 353.
okay, stop there.
Mine stopped at 3406, RFN.
I think you're on it. If it's not clear, RFN 3406. I'm showing you, it appears that you're not in the doorway. Is that fair?
Right, yeah, yep.
Do you have any recollection of where you were at this point?
Maybe on the way down the stairs.
Okay. When you first noticed something was going on, were you upstairs?
Yeah, I was in the window to the left,
Okay.
the upstairs window to the left.
And your stairs are sort of just down the
Yep.
corner, you come down and then you're on the
Exactly,
porch?
that window right there on the side is to my steps.
Okay, and if you could point with it on the laser
I'm
pointer?
so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So this, my steps, this is my bathroom, and anyways, I came right down the steps. Yeah, but this is where I observed it from that window, the initial lights.
Okay. And so you came down, and if we could play it forward. And we stopped there. And now we've stopped at RFN 3887. And at this point, you have a very close eye contact with the officer and the person he's trying to arrest, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think you testified you don't know either of these people,
No,
right?
no.
There's just an officer and a person on your, is it your lawn or the neighbor's lawn?
That is my lawn there. Well, it's right behind my fiance's. I don't want the cars to get damaged, or I didn't, I mean, I'm just, think about it, and, yeah, my neighbor's lawn is next door, sir, sorry.
Okay, no, that's,
Oh,
so they're on your
that's-
neighbor's
that's
lawn.
my- That's my neighbor's lawn, I'm sorry, and this is my lawn.
Okay, and you used the laser pointer to show that your lawn is adjacent to the one that the two people fighting are on, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, and now if we could go to RFN 6056. And if we could blow up on the dash cam. Okay. And now, so this is later on. This is after Mr. Lyoya and the officer have moved across the lawn.
Okay.
Okay. Can you still see yourself?
Yes,
Okay, so you're still watching.
yes.
And if we could go forward, play forward, please.
No, like he good, like you can talk to him, bro.
Stop there, please. So at 6603, RFN 6603, you poked back out after going inside, right?
Okay, yeah,
All right. And you appear to be talking.
okay.
Is this when you're talking to the passenger of the car?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And does he appear to be looking at you?
No, sir.
He wasn't looking at you?
Oh, well, no, maybe he was looking at me, but he wasn't responding to me.
Did you make eye contact with him?
Yeah, I believe so. I was speaking
If you
directly
remember.
to him, yes.
Okay. Okay, keep going. Play forward, please.
Like he good, bro. Like, can you talk to him like good? Like, can you, yeah. Stop grabbing him like that. Now he good at it for real. Yo, you hit him too. ain't brought no taser.
Stop there. Okay, can you describe what you're doing at RFN 7314?
To be completely honest, sir, I'm not even sure. I mean, at some point I was speaking to the gentleman here, and I was telling him to get your guy, but I don't know what I was doing specifically
Well,
at the
can you
moment.
see, you can still see yourself in the house there, can't you?
Yes,
Okay, so that's your white t-shirt?
Yes.
Fortunately, you're wearing white, because it makes it
Ye-
easier to see you behind the screen
Ye-
door, right?
yes.
And, is this the point where you think you might have gone upstairs? We could play a little further, would that help?
Yeah, it would
Okay,
help.
let's
It
play.
really would.
Let's go, taser.
Okay, stop there. Oh, well, can you go a little further so we don't have a windshield wiper blade? Okay, so do you see yourself anymore?
No, I don't.
And we are at RFN 7415. So is it fair to say that at this point, you are going up the stairs, not watching what's happening?
Yes,
Okay.
that's fair.
All right, now if we could go to RFN 8396. And if you could blow up. All right, at RFN 8396, do you see yourself opening the door?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is this consistent with what you recall when you came back down?
Yes.
All right. Okay, and we can take that off and turn the lights on. Now, I think you indicated that you talked to Mr. Lyoya, right?
Yes, sir.
Trying to get him to not resist arrest, is that fair?
Yeah, to comply.
To comply with what the officer's telling him to do?
Correct.
Okay. You also talked to the passenger of the car.
Yes.
I think I heard you say, tell your boy to do something.
Yeah.
Okay. And you did not see any assistance from the passenger?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You saw Officer Sher breathing heavy? Or
Yes.
heard it?
Yes.
Okay. And you knew the officer was tired?
Yes.
Okay. You saw him completely out of breath?
Yes.
Okay.
They were both exhausted.
Okay. It was your perception that
My
both
perception.
of them were
Yes.
both exhausted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, I believe you said that you saw him grab the taser
Yes.
and move it
yes.
aside?
Yeah, they were like struggling over the taser, yes.
Okay. You saw Mr. Lyoya pulling at the taser?
I guess you could say that, yes, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if pulling at it is trying to,
Grab it?
no, not take it away, but to avoid it.
Well, you saw him get the taser, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, yes,
Okay.
they struggled over it, yeah.
All right. And since this happened, you saw all these videos, right?
Yes,
Have
yes,
you talked to a
yes.
lot of people?
Well, I've seen the video enough that one needs to see it, that was
Okay.
there.
All right. And again, you're being very conscientious of this, so I appreciate you not testifying to things you never saw.
That's
Right.
that's
And
all I wanna-
nobody's asking you to do
Yes,
that.
yes, sir.
Okay. All right. One moment, Your Honor. Nothing further on.
Just some follow-up, Your Honor. I'm gonna need our video if you could, please.
Exhibit 1.
It's gonna be exhibit 2, we're gonna go to exhibit 2. This is another stipulated, kind of the same stuff we've seen, but just some are, this is our exhibit 2. So you dim the lights, please.
Okay.
This is exhibit 2, the in-car video that's been stipulated to our exhibit 2, and we're at about 145. We don't have the RFNs, we're about 145 into it. Now, from our view here, it doesn't look like you're in your door. Can you see yourself there?
No, I don't. Not yet, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna play it here. Okay, can you see it there? Can you see yourself now?
Yes.
Once again, you talk, on your direct exam, you're talking about kind of a circle run.
Right, because I was upstairs in this room, and that's when I saw the lights, and I saw the stop, and I saw him get out. And then, when I came down, I see him on the other side of the car doing this. So to me, it's running in a circle. You know, if you don't plan on this, you wake up, you come downstairs, and you see this, someone's running in a circle.
And that's what I was gonna ask you, how did you see that? Because, this is, maybe backing up a little bit. Go back 10 seconds. So 143, you're not in the window.
No, I believe I'm right up there now. But yes.
I'll just play it again. Kind of going right there. Did you see any of that?
Nope, not that I recall.
So this is kind of when you pick it up then.
Right, when I pop out, yeah.
That's when you pop out here. And what made you come outside there?
The tussle in the front lawn.
So you just want to kind of lend your assistance?
Well, it's on your property. When God brings something to you on your front doorstep, it doesn't get any more literal than that if you're a person of faith.
Okay, we'll follow up a little bit here, because some of this is not. And we testified earlier, this is when you're talking about the wrestling.
Yes, sir.
So in terms of when they're being on the wrestling, who was on the bottom?
Patrick was on the bottom at all
The officer's on the top,
at all times.
at all times.
Well, he had control the whole time.
Who had?
The officer had control the whole time. As I testified before, I'm a sports fan. It's like watching a game where the team has the lead the whole time. It might be close, but one team has the lead the entire game.
So I guess who's having the lead the entire game is what you're saying?
The officer had the lead.
Now going right here, I'm gonna let it run, but you can still see over the car here.
Yes.
And is this the point where the taser was grabbed?
Yeah.
Mr. Borgula asked you on direct in terms of, you said, no, not trying to take it away. Can you just, why do you tell the jury, why are you saying that to the jury?
In my opinion, what it felt like to me is he wasn't trying to get tased. Once and again, whether that's right or not, it wasn't like he was gonna take the taser, the way I felt, he wasn't gonna take the taser and use it. I saw him, like, if this is the taser, he was like holding it down, holding it away from him, type of deal. It wasn't, I don't know, I think that's the best way to.
But you could see that over the car at that, even over the car?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I have nothing further, Your Honor. Nothing further.
I don't see any hands raised on the jury. May this witness be excused?
You may, Your Honor.
Any objection?
I know, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.